By definition, the word invocation simply means to invoke and invite. And with that in mind, we invoke the name and we call on the power available in that name. We invite our God to spend a little time with us during these proceedings, to dwell with us and to participate. We also want to take a little time to express our gratitude for all of those who taught and all of those who received. And the cry of our hearts this day is that all that was put into people will now be put into practice. We thank you for the privilege of education and assembly. And we call to bear all that you are, to be with all that we are. In Jesus' name, in a believer's agreement, let us all say, amen. God bless you.
Our ancestors bled and died, but with strength and with power we overcame to restore Virgin Islands' pride. To preserve the beauty, we devised a plan to obtain ownership of your precious land. Educating your people is the golden key to maintain the success of this territory. Oh, how radiant are your daughters, and how wealthy are your sons. Your beaches boast your beauty, and your success is second to none. Green and brilliant are your hillsides, they replenish our hopes and pride. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied. May God richly bless this territory. May we ask three things of thee: courage for our great leaders, that they may rule our destiny. We ask for wisdom for our people, that they may live in harmony, and understanding for our children, that they may cherish this legacy. Oh, how radiant are your daughters, and how wealthy are your sons. Your beaches boast your beauty, and your success is second to none. Green and brilliant are your hillsides, they replenish our hopes and pride. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied.
acknowledge the protocol already established, and I would like to say welcome one and all. Welcome. And I'm grateful to see the turnout that we have today in support of our Power Move Academy students. They have worked very hard to get where they are today, and your continued support is not forgotten. Again, I would like to say thank you to one and all, and may God continue to bless us as we strive to fuel the entrepreneurial spirit.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mercer. Fueling the entrepreneurial spirit, for those of you who have been following the moves of the Department of Trade and Consumer Affairs, that is exactly what our slogan is for this year and perhaps some part of next year. And we're so proud to say that it's part of our strategy to continue to fuel the entrepreneurial spirit. I had the privilege this morning of speaking to Mr. Robinson and his lovely wife about the programs and the plans that we have for the future for you all. And he is a dynamic gentleman. We're very, very proud to have him attached to the department to continue what we deem is ensuring that we have a strong, vibrant, entrepreneurial segment in the British Virgin Islands. So on that note, I want you please to give yourselves another round of applause for being in this wonderful graduating class. And the next millionaires, 2 more years from now, I think. Yes! And someone who is no stranger to the British Virgin Islands, and I would say the entire Caribbean. My boss, I think all of our boss here, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, who we're so proud to say has really endorsed this program and really endorsed the efforts of the department, and we're happy to have him as our first speaker for this very short program. Put your hands together for our premier, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chairlady, Ms. Carey. Thank you so much. I want to recognize, of course, Pastor Wright, who is just about to leave. Cap Secretary Carrier, Dr. Professor Robinson, and everybody else got here this afternoon, all the graduates. In 2003, when I envisioned the start of the National Business Bureau for a future, I saw a behavior where each entrepreneur would have access to a place that supported innovative ideas and assisted with the creation of new strategic business frameworks. I had envisioned a bureau that would keep entrepreneurs attuned with evolving customer expectations, rapid change and positive and negative global trends. I had foreseen a business bureau that would provide entrepreneurs with the requisite tools to address and navigate social, economic, environmental, and cultural trends. And more importantly, I'd envisioned a business bureau where at its very core, entrepreneurs would be trained to reimagine opportunities and diversify their product and service offerings to remain not only relevant and viable, but also sustainable. And when this program ceased in 2007, I became rather concerned with the lack of connection because, truth be told, businesses make this economy run. Businesses are a crucial component of and major contributor to the strength of our local economy. That is why I wasted no time in early 2012, upon a return to office, to get this initiative back on track. Thanks to Kevin O.J. Smith, whom I entrusted to revive the Bureau with vigor. Now today in 2015, I'm pleased that the National Business Bureau is kicking and continues to train our people to secure all industries and create new ones to contribute to a stronger economy. I want to applaud the efforts of the Department of Trade and Consumer Affairs and Business Development. I forget that part. Mrs. Carey, Christopher and her team for making sure that avenues for advancement of our entrepreneurs remain a promise kept. I also want to thank Professor Devin Robinson, yes, founder of Urban Business Institute, for lending his expertise so that all of you could excel personally and professionally. Graduates, you're in the right place and at the right time. A time when many countries are encouraging their customers to stay local, and so should you. We are in a time when the bottom line strategy requires businesses to retrench its long-term strategy and refocus its short-term goals to remain profitable. At a time when the status quo of profits is hinged on how well you can adjust to change, plan to execute, drive to discover, and define to become extraordinary businessmen and women. These ideas are the basic and intrinsic tenets of why I commissioned the National Business Bureau. I'm pleased that all of you could benefit from the surmountable opportunities to build a defensible and sustainable enterprise. It was not just yesterday that I spoke, it was just yesterday, rather, that I spoke during the launch of MWM Business Network titled Helping Businesses to Succeed. I said then that connectivity and accessibility are critically important to resilient entrepreneurship, and 24 hours later, my position remains the same. Today, 45 of you have successfully completed the course. I now charge and implore all of you to remain connected. As a cohort, do not lose touch with each other. Network, build current relationships, and pool your resources. There's more in many ways and less in one. Build your businesses together and guarantee growth and survival of all your businesses. As you can see, it has not gone unnoticed by my administration that small businesses do face a variety of challenges and with limited resources. That is why we have developed programs such as the Power Move to ensure that participants have both access and exposure to opportunities that will sharpen your skills and fuel the entrepreneurial spirit. Also, programs such as this provide more opportunities for small business owners and their employees to gain the needed skill set and mindset that help them to creatively grow their businesses. So graduates, my government is doing our part. Now it's your turn. My government and you must work together to ensure economic growth. You must remain globally competitive. Remember, the same customers you are competing for locally, technology and direct marketing are making access to them quite possible without traveling. The opportunity is there to modernize your business and be thought leaders ahead of your competitors. You must order a niche, but with exceptional customer service. People remember the service before the product, so do not take the sense of feel and taste for granted. You can be the next business of the month or innovative business of the year, or you can help the organization in which you work to long be remembered. I was speaking just last night with two of the businesses who had become Business of the Year, and they both told me that since they had achieved the honor of becoming a Business of the Year, their sales went up dramatically and continued. So the program that carries onto Business of the Year and Business of the Month, I think has good results for the small business in territory, and I want to congratulate her for putting those programs in place, and we will, of course, continue to support the Department of Trade and Consumer Affairs. It must be the reason that people invest in their own economy. The opportunity is there to keep more money in this economy. As a priority, my administration will hold discussions with shipping associations to find a solution to reducing costs to make the BVI more competitive. We will continue to strengthen the capacity of the Bureau, its core programs and operations. We will significantly expand the current physical resources. We will incentivize innovation. We will continue to strengthen and develop entrepreneurial capacity. We will continue to encourage diversification. So let us make progress together by working together. The economy is depending on this collaboration to thrive. I congratulate all of you and applaud you for empowering yourselves and for preparing to further broaden and drive economic growth and your own success. I thank you and look forward to a vibrant business sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Premier. It is always wonderful when the Premier endorses something that you're doing and you have a passion for. We're happy to say that we have just been gifted with a third floor at the Department of Trade and Consumer Affairs. And so that means that we're able now to actively pursue training right in our department on a constant basis. And so we want to thank the PS and the Premier for allowing us to kind of, extend our services more on this constant basis. So that means that we're growing. And we want to also encourage you all here to apply for the Business of the Month. The Premier just said that 2 of our winners, their revenues increase dramatically. So who doesn't want more money? And there's lots and lots of perks with that. Without further ado, the other man of the hour, I should say, very enchanting. Put your hands together for your professor, the person that we're so happy and proud to be attached with, Professor Devin A. Robinson, President and Program Director.
Protocol already established. I have a question before I get started. Toes done, nails done, hair did. Why did y'all look like this when you were coming to my classes? All of a sudden now. So I don't think I'm the man of the hour. They must be dressed up for somebody else. There's a story about a 70-year-old woman who wanted to go back to college. And her friend was telling her, she's too old. Why would you want to go back to college now? You're 70, just relax and live out the rest of your days. And she said, no, I want to go back to college, And her friend said, well, if you go back to college for your bachelor's in 4 years, you're going to be 74 getting your bachelor's. With that, she turned to her friend and said, well, how old will I be in 4 years if I don't go back to college? Basically, what I'm saying is to register or embark on learning takes a level of humility that not many people are willing to encounter. So when I look in the classes and I see so many females, I always talk about how excited when I get seeing female entrepreneurs, and that's because that's the case. Not only are you demonstrating humility, but you're also exemplifying bravery, because as we know in business, it's not that easy. So I would really like to just give a shout out to the women in this program, because it's not easy and they stuck with it, and I don't know if my good looks was a reason they kept coming. But as we know, many started and only few finished. So we're talking about the 45 that graduated. I really want to help you highlight that number, because there was more of you that started. More of you that started. That should also send a message to you to be even more proud. Because when you see people quit at something, that means it's a little difficult. If everybody show up and everybody pass, then I'm doing something wrong. So all the hard times that I gave you for giving some dumb answers and asking retarded questions. Can I say that here? I don't know if I'm getting too casual, but we had some questions that made me wonder if they finish public school. But we had some of those, but you still stuck with it, and you took it, and you understood. And part of my whole design in the program, as you know, is to embarrass you sometimes. That's part of the process. Because embarrassment, being able to take embarrassment, is necessary in entrepreneurship. Because not everything you step out on means that you're going to succeed. You're going to fail at times. We know that you're going to try things, and then you have to dust yourself off and get up and go again. People are going to laugh at you. Customers are going to criticize you. That's why entrepreneurship is such a courageous act and something you should be proud of, because entrepreneurs get up every day and open their doors willing to incur costs, not knowing how many customers they're going to have that day. They get up and go anyway. And that's something that separates the grown people from the fake people. And I'll tell you this, one of the most difficult things that you ever encounter in life and in your career as an entrepreneur is getting a stranger to become a customer. That's one of the most difficult things you're going to experience. You have to have the right products, the right price, the right location, the right attitude, customer service, and the whole line. But wait a minute, there's one more thing that's even more difficult than getting a stranger to become a customer, and that is getting a friend to become a customer. Because for some odd reasons, friends tend to look at their entrepreneur friends as their asset. We are quiet because you are those friends. Y'all are those friends. The people that look at you, put your skills together, take the risk, put your product in the marketplace, and then show up and say, why you got to charge me so much? And you're charging everybody the same price. That is probably even more difficult. But with the things that you've learned in this program, the training is very, very important, because now what has happened is you've been able to go out and use these skills to make sure that you do better in business and attract the strangers, which are the easier people to attract. And they say that the pessimists see the problems in every opportunity, while the optimists see the opportunity in every problem. Great opportunities come to everyone. Everyone. But it takes great people to recognize them. And those are entrepreneurs. Congratulations on surviving. And if you're crazy again, if you're crazy enough, I'll see you next year in next class. Thank you.
I will ask our Honorable Premier, Dr. Orlando Smith, and our PS to please stand here, I think here, on my left as well, as we call all of our graduates to receive their medals. And if you look behind of your medal, you will see your name engraved in your medal for 1,000,000 years to come. So we are going to ask our Honorable Premier and our PS to please come, and the photo ops, be ready. And Ms. Bria Smith will call the names of the graduates. So
The graduates are as follows.
you guys look so spiffy with your blue medals and your certificates. Congratulations again. Winding down to the end of our program, those 45 students felt like 4,500 students, I can tell you. Congratulations, you deserve all the accolades that you have today. Now we have a special presentation where we're going to talk about our top student award. I will not steal Professor Robinson's thunder, but I would say at this point we will present our top award in conjunction with him, because a big part of trade success is marketing. So we must have our name on something as well. Give it up for Professor Robinson as he announces our top student award.
Okay, so the top student award goes to the person with the highest GPA in the program. Last year, the top student actually gets a check from our company personally for $500. The money goes to them, but it's held by the Department of Trade to make sure that they actually open their business. So when they get their business license is when the check is actually issued to them, because we don't like people running around doing business out of the trunk of their car. I call that car-based business. But last year, the person that was the top, had the top GPA up until the last week was stolen by someone else. And that person was not happy. So she said, wait a minute. Well, we should be able to split the money or something. And I said, no, you have to be the top. Well, ironically, this year, that individual is now the top student with the top GPA. However, it was a three-way tie. So now she has to split the $500. So the top students, they actually scored the highest in all of our students all over the world, because we do this a lot of different places. And these are the highest scores. Out of all the students. When I saw the GPA, I was very, very surprised. They scored a 99.2 average. They all three tied. Those three individuals are Esther Potter, Roxanne DeWint Toussaint, and Birch Letsom. another round of applause for our valedictorians, please. Those of you that have not participated in a program, you have no idea how hard this thing is. Listening to me for 4 hours once a month is not that easy, right? It's hard. You're not getting your check. The next person we want to give an award to is our salutatorian. Came in second place with a 98.7. That's going to be awarded to Kamal Letsum. The last award that I want to present is to show our gratitude for being organized and just pretty much making sure that the program moves forward and it's available. Because this program, we have schools throughout the United States where students are able to enroll themselves. And there are some agencies that decide to take on the cost of doing that so the students don't have to come out of pocket for their own tuition. So you're pretty much being subsidized. And we like to recognize those agencies because the tuition for this program is $2,500 per student. And students in many of these agencies, I don't think these students have been paid 10% of that. So you have to give it up to the agency that believed in you all so much to sponsor each one of you, materials, the facilities, the whole nine, getting me here, the whole nine. So we really want to give this award to Ms. Carrier Christopher and the Department of Trade and National Business Bureau.
I don't want to accept this award alone because, as you know, I'm brand new to this job. Well, my PS said I can't say brand new anymore. I've been here about 7 months. And I met the program already. And I see the benefits of the program. So I share this award with our wonderful premier for having a vision. I don't have the authority to spend kind of thousands of dollars if the premier doesn't say yes. So I think it's fitting that we give our honorable premier a round of applause for allowing us to do this. Thank you so much, Premier. Thank you, Mr. Robinson.
I will say a few words before I give the vote of thanks. It is indeed a day for the business community of the British Virgin Islands. Today we celebrate the graduation of our second class of the Power Move Academy. This class gives us 45 persons who may enter into entrepreneurship. This means that several things would happen as a result of these conditions, receiving their certificates of completion of the training. New businesses will be opened, new jobs will be created, new monies will be circulated, reduction of the flow of monies from the community will be reduced. And the socio-economics of the country will be indeed increased by having you all guys graduated. Small business are the backbones of most communities, and when programs are put in place to foster the growth of these businesses, it speaks well of the quality of our community and also our government. Permit me to give thanks to God for his goodness and mercies that he has given to our beautiful Virgin Islands. On behalf of the Department of Trade and Consumer Affairs, I give thanks to our illustrious Premier, the Honorable Dr. Orlando Smith, for his keen vision of creating the National Business Bureau and his committed and continued support for the growth of the entity. Without your vision, support, we would not be here today. So, Mr. Premier, I thank you very, very, very much for that. Please let us give him applause, a kind of applause. I also give thanks to the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Broderick Penn, for his continued support of the Power Move Academy and the Department of Trade and Consumer Affairs as a whole. Thank you again, Ms. PS. Professor Devin Robinson, I give thanks to you, your efforts in training our people to become entrepreneurs. Thank you again for that. Your job of training was not easy, but you made it look easy. You have been good to us, and we give you thanks. And for most people who may not know, he's a son of the soil. Well, Reverend Wright's gone, but we give him thanks very much for giving us, for invoking God in our ceremonies, of which we cannot do anything without God. I give thanks to all of the graduates and their family for contribution to making a day of success. I give thanks to Ms. Smith for Fort Bott Hotel for hosting their workshops. I give thanks to Marias of the Sea for providing the delicious and drinks and eats for us. I give thanks to Kenisha Smith, a social butterfly, for the beautiful decoration of this place. And when we look around here, we can see how beautiful it looks. That was donated to us. I also give thanks to T-Shirt Genius for a splendid banner. Thanks again very much. I give thanks to our own GIS for all the work they have done in getting the information out. I know it's not easy to do it, but they did it very, very well. I give thanks to the Director of Trade. I give thanks to the Director of Trade and Consumer Affairs for keeping the staff on track during the preparation of this occasion. We know how easily things can go wrong when juggling things, but our director was always there to keep us focused, encouraging us to strive for excellence. Ms. Director, thank you very, very, very much. Last but not least, I give thanks to the staff of Trade and Consumer Affairs for all the support in making this occasion successful. Thanks very much to the staff. Many of you worked very hard to ensure everything was in order. And I know there were many, many times when these staff were juggling in between to get things done, but we got it done. Thanks to all, and may God be with you as you travel to your respective destinations. Thank you again.